To explore the role of mystery, mythology, and the questioning of established perspectives, we must first acknowledge the crucial balance between certainty and curiosity. Throughout human history, rigid frameworks of belief have been central to many societies, as these structures provide an excellent basis for order and cohesion. At the same time, they can limit intellectual freedom, stifle curiosity, and hinder progress, which is why inquiry into the unknown, the exploration of beliefs and mythology, and the practice of questioning dominant narratives are vital for pushing the boundaries of societal knowledge and understanding. These practices encourage critical thinking, foster innovation, and open new pathways to deeper truths, allowing us to create space for growth, discovery, and new insights when we challenge the status quo. Let us begin by defining mystery. Theologically, it refers to any truth unknowable without divine revelation, but more generally, a mystery is anything that remains unexplained or beyond our current understanding. This sense of the unknown is not merely an intellectual curiosity, it is fundamental to human experience, present since the dawn of our existence, as seen in questions like, is this edible? Where does the world end? Or what is our place in the universe? Although such inquiry may evoke trepidation, all paths of discovery inherently carry risk, a natural partner to progress. Mystery compels us to question, seek, and challenge our current understanding, reminding us that our grasp of reality is always evolving. Without it, human inquiry becomes static and stagnant, diminishing our capacity to explore the world's deeper layers. Mystery matters because it fuels the process of discovery. It is a puzzle waiting to be solved, a challenge to our understanding. In pursuing answers, we uncover new truths, question what we know, and ultimately evolve our understanding of the world. As humanity has sought to comprehend these mysteries, it has given rise to stories and mythology. Myths are narratives that have shaped human culture for millennia. At their core, myths are stories, often rich with symbolism that convey truths about human existence, nature, and the cosmos. They arise naturally or are cultivated with purpose, encapsulating the values, beliefs, and knowledge of a culture. While myths are often dismissed as mere superstition in today's scientific age, they have historically served as frameworks for understanding the world, providing guidance on how to live, relate to others, and interpret the unknown. To illustrate the value of mythology, consider the story of an ancient tribe living alongside porcupines. The tribe believed that porcupines were possessed by demons, a belief we would classify as a myth. However, the quills of these porcupines contained a deadly disease, one that was lethal to humans. Through their myth, the tribe avoided contact with the porcupines, thereby protecting themselves from the disease. An outsider who dismissed the story outright simply because it was framed as a myth rather than grounded in scientific reasoning would unknowingly put themselves at grave risk. They would expose themselves to life-threatening danger through ignorance, overlooking the protective wisdom embedded in this ancestral knowledge passed down through generations. Though not scientifically grounded by modern standards, the myth provides a protective measure, a phenomenon known as culture-based prophylaxis. This refers to traditions that protect people from harm, often through taboos, myths, or rituals, even if the logic behind them wasn't scientifically understood. Some other examples of this include African and Aboriginal Australian myths about malevolent spirits in rivers and lakes, which discouraged swimming in dangerous waters, and medieval European burial customs that inadvertently helped limit the spread of plague. This brings us to a broader discussion of culture itself. Culture is the shared set of beliefs, values, and practices that shape how a society functions. It is always in flux, shaped by interactions between individuals and groups. When people from different cultural backgrounds come together, they engage in a process of negotiation, sometimes leading to a merging of ideas and values, while at other times it results in conflict or separation. Regardless of the outcome, cultural dynamics are constantly evolving, often as a means of adapting to new environments and circumstances. Culture-based prophylaxis, as discussed, refers to practices providing protective benefits. Others, however, termed cultural hazards, may pose risks to the health, safety, or well-being of individuals or the community. These hazards can stem from outdated or harmful traditions, rituals, or beliefs that inadvertently cause harm. For example, a cultural hazard might manifest in a society that clings to rigid social norms. A common example throughout history is the concept of property rights, where many indigenous or tribal groups lost land and territory due to the absence of clearly defined boundaries or formal ownership systems. There is also the possibility of outdated, misguided, or malicious practices that cause harm to individuals or larger groups within a population. Historically, censorship is a clear example of this, particularly evident with the invention of the printing press. Before its creation, knowledge, especially religious texts like the Bible, was tightly controlled by the church and the elite, restricting access to only those deemed worthy. However, with the printing press, these barriers crumbled, allowing widespread access to previously restricted information, leading to significant developments in all areas of human endeavour. Understanding and appreciating these distinct concepts has always been, and will always be, beneficial to humans, helping to create a clear structure when navigating life's complexities. These cultural dynamics are always present, happening across all scales of human society, from local and national, all the way up to a global scope. Psychological, ideological, and technological developments have taken place, shaping how everyone operates within the world. We are all well aware of today's significance of the internet and communications technology, where similarly to the printing press, we have seen many of the same ideological upheavals and rapid distribution of information. As with all things, the results are a mix of positive and negative, but the complexities of life cannot be understood without freedom to explore them. Yet, despite the complexities of life that require freedom to explore, we as a society are often driven by reductionist thinking, a mindset that simplifies complex issues into manageable parts. While reductionism has its place, particularly in day-to-day problem solving, it is vital to recognize that our understanding of the world is shaped by deeper, more complex cultural forces. Myths, stories, and mysteries that have guided human behavior for centuries are not relics of a bygone era, but are crucial to our ongoing development as a species. Most Western nations, for example, have flourished under structures fundamentally shaped by Christian beliefs, with core values such as compassion, justice, and human dignity deeply rooted in Christian teachings. These principles have not only influenced legal systems, social norms, and moral frameworks, embedding themselves into the very fabric of Western culture, but have also contributed to the prosperity and stability of these societies. And while these principles emerged through a Christian framework in much of the West, other societies have also flourished under moral codes rooted in their own spiritual and cultural traditions. By seeking to understand the reasons behind this proven success, we can gain important insights into how cultural and moral foundations impact the development of people and societies. The exploration of mystery, mythology, and the questioning of established views is not just important, it is essential for our growth as individuals and societies. These practices encourage us to think critically, challenge accepted norms, and remain open to the possibility of new insights. By understanding these concepts, we can navigate the complexities of modern life with greater awareness. Only by embracing the unknown, engaging with our myths and beliefs, and questioning the status quo can we continue to evolve in ways that benefit not just ourselves, but humanity as a whole.